What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of Horrible Decisions. I'm so excited for this episode. Hi, guys. Before I introduce the guest, I got to introduce my lovely motherfucking self because I am that bitch. I am Mandy B. I am Peg the Stallion. I am full court pump.
I hate that she does this here. I hate it so much.
Bro, let me get my
Do you know
little
that
radio
people
voice
have come
on.
up to me in the street and asked me, oh, like, you do the show with Mandy? Like, is it her? Because I know she does the and you don't do it.
AKA.
I feel like my AKAs would be whack. I used to call myself PH Patty because, like, I keep my pussy in check. But other than that, there's really nothing that just comes off the dome like that. It's not fun. Anyway, you guys, I've never met these two. I asked Mandy, I was like, can we do Adam and Lena? I feel like they'd be a really good episode. So I'm so glad you guys are free.
And y'all are way on the West Coast. And mind you, fuck shit up because y'all are on Pacific Standard Time. And bitch,
we've got 2.5 other guests in the building. Okay, let's intro them.
Oh my god, 2.5.
So we have Lena the Plug. You guys may have heard her on the episode. She was my co-host when I did a little stint out there in LA, joined by my friends over at Evil Angel. Shout out to my ladies, but we're also joined by Adam22 in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
Don't let him do that again.
You know what I mean? Shit.
They both make weird ass fucking noises. I don't get it. Just please.
I thought you guys are from New York. I'm supposed to say "yer" when I talk to y'all.
You said "yadur." What the hell was that?
Yeah, like I felt like I had like spit sort of like forming in my throat, and it came out a little weird.
Okay. Well.
Pause.
Hi guys.
No,
I'm excited to be here. I need to get some AKAs.
Girl, you ain't got no lane. Well, can it be AKA Lena the Plug? So what are you the plug in? You be plugging? Like, what's the plug?
Your booty hole?
Sure, it's the butt plug. I'm a plug for all the hot ladies. I don't know. It's just
you are that plug.
Are you really? Like,
oh,
are you
well,
the
thank
one
you.
that,
Mandy
like,
agrees.
That's
the one we're going with.
Bitches? Are you that girl?
I think so.
I think that's where it came from, right? That you were just like capable of. Like, I don't think it was ever a drug thing. I'm gonna be honest. I've seen her do drugs, but I don't think that's how she got the name.
No, I've never done drugs my entire life. I'm pregnant. I'm the holy woman of Christ. Yeah, no drugs for me.
Like, whoa. Drugs are too much, but watch me come on this cock at OnlyFans.com.
Yeah, everyone has sex. It's normal.
That's
how we all got here.
Got there. That's right.
How are y'all doing with quarantine? What's life like out there in LA? We're fucking over here in New York. Of course, y'all have the fucking most beautiful fucking house I done been to in LA. At least one of them. It's fucking rad. Y'all just need to know these
just say
motherfuckers.
rad. This is how you know
It is. Because it is
not
like
so black today.
It might not be that.
This
But
bitch just said rad.
I did say rad, but also Lena has like a whole little guest house full of panties, bro. She was like, damn, you ain't wearing no panties today? I got you. And she gave me these panties that say slut on them. I loved it. Because I was filming. I was filming with Lena for her YouTube, and I had this little short ass dress on. But in the shot, I was like, "Bro, I ain't got no drawers on." She said,
"Well, you know what, Lena?
Come back
I
to my guest
appreciate
house."
you for finding something that fits because that's a very. I feel like slut panties. I would think of you too, Mandy.
I just like my merch had slut panties all over them. Of course, I had to make underwear that said slut on them. So Mandy was like, "I need panties. I got you."
They weren't for Mandy.
I mean, yes, they're for Mandy.
Well,
they're specifically for her.
I'm curious.
I got them custom made for her.
Let's just get a little gross.
Here
Everybody says your pussy's really wet when you're pregnant. Are your panties like soaked now? Do you have to wear them? What's it like down there?
Actually, I don't really
you don't
wear
need to talk.
underwear.
Let's hear it from Adam's mouth.
leggings.
What's that pussy like right now?
Right. She said,
Pussy smells strong.
Like what? Like quarters? Like water? Like baby juice?
Do you want to help me out here? I feel like I just smell everything so much more intensely. So I feel like every time I go to pee, I'm like, oh, I smell myself. But it's not like bad. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
It's whatever your pussy smelled like before, but just up a couple notches, you know?
Yeah.
Up a couple notches.
So,
like Powerade.
Is it wetter?
Like when you order spicy food and you got to pick like the level of spiciness.
It's a 4 now.
It's up a little higher.
5. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't like how I smell right now.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
I love it.
Dude, I love a pussy-soaked beer, though.
Love it.
No, he's not. Girl, take the lie. What? It's like when men tell you you're the most beautiful girl in the world, and you be like, you lying. But
Beyonce. No, let me.
Okay. really quick, we're going to get into our vanilla shit because we have so many questions for you, but we got to go through our segment. So vanilla shit, if you've never heard it, anybody, it's the segment where we find sex in the news. And I love this one because we all love threesomes. You guys are threesome king and queen. However, a married couple who's expecting their first child are forming a throuple that have been forming a throuple reveal that they want their girlfriend to breastfeed so she can bond with the baby. The pregnant three-way couple, Lo, Mike from Denver, Colorado, basically became a throuple after a one-night threesome with their now girlfriend, Jess, who turned into a deep emotional connection with them. And even though the husband's becoming a father and they naturally conceive the baby, the triad really wants to give equal parts of flesh and blood to their offspring, which they can do by letting her breastfeed the child. I know some women would be funny about letting another person nurse their child, but we want to get as much of us in the baby as we can because it's a 33% share from each of us. They're not talking about stocks.
By the way, they are a good looking couple, but just because you're in a relationship, like if I'm with if I'm in a throuple and the other girl gets pregnant, that doesn't mean my breasts
start milking, right? That's what I'm confused at. And
I think you can figure out a way to do it, but I don't know how it works. But I've heard that if you're just in touch with some hormones, then your body might make breast milk.
Well, they've got some pictures break up later, Ultra, so we know how this baby happens. They look like a little fun group. But
I mean, if you're around girls like often, your cycles can sync. So if you're around a girl whose breasts, like who's leaking milk from her breasts, does that mean the girls around her?
Oh, I found milk? It. If the person has months to
nurse,
prepare,
is she gonna? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I mean, if you have a nurse who helps you take care of the baby, or never mind like a maid or a butler or whatever, they're gonna start breastfeeding as well just because they're around a lot? I don't think that's how it works. I think that's the kind of thing that you would come up with if you were doing a lot of Molly at EDC.
I just think it's weird because like the bond that you form when you breastfeed is like so strong and so special. But like, what if this couple breaks up? Then like the other woman was like creating the bond with the baby,
right?
Then,
like that's the titty that they want
later.
So it says that a mother who's not the one giving birth can develop the breastfeeding relationship by giving her body other messages such as hormone therapy, supplemental estrogen, progesterone, basically then pumping the breast and they'll start lactating. So I think this shit is dumb as hell, but you know, I mean, like,
let me ask you guys, is that something that y'all would even consider? So I know that you guys normally bring thirds into the bedroom. If you guys formed a throuple relationship, would you want that third to be as emotionally, I guess, tied to the baby as well?
I feel like we do the threesome thing, but there's never really been any kind of emotional connection with the girl at all.
Ever.
I mean, definitely girls that we're like close friends with that we really like a lot as people. Like,
it's like fun times, you know. It's like having a party. You just like have a threesome instead.
See, I told you, Weezy. It's so much fun to fuck your friends. I told you.
I really like emotional. Look, the threesomes are fun when they're fun, but I feel like when I'm in tune with her and we can have like breakfast the next day and we like cuddle, like that's what I want.
No, bitch, I want you to leave my house afterwards. I'll pay for your Uber. I'm sorry. I'm going to bed and cuddling with my man.
The girl almost never sticks around till the next day. We get back into like ugly ass sweatpants Netflix mode like right afterwards usually.
Okay, so has there ever been a threesome that was like a three-peat, right? You hear me? And you basically were like, okay, like this person's got to keep coming back over and they got too attached maybe. Can you tell us about a time where like maybe a girl got too attached?
I feel like that doesn't happen because we always fuck girls who do porn. So like it's kind of normal to just fuck and then not really like.
You guys don't have like bar stories? You've never like went to a bar and like fucked a chick after that?
Oh no, we definitely used to do that a lot more, but I just feel like as we've kind of become like more well known and we've definitely, you know, been in the situations where like we've just like hung out with a girl at a bar or whatever, and then she tried to like just talk shit about us randomly like the next week or whatever. I feel like that kind of spooked us as well as just I don't know. It's like we've always been into like I've definitely had threesomes where I felt close to the other girl, but it definitely never like got to the point where I felt like I liked her like that. Like I never where I like would want to like speak to her afterwards or whatever. Like that just never really got to that level with it.
I mean, I feel like we bond with the girls, and I always I'll see the same girl that we've hooked up with on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, I miss her. But it's because I know I have good times with her, but not in the sense that I would want it to be more than.
I love it. See, and Weezy is probably like, what the fuck?
I know I didn't because okay. We've had many threesomes where we just fuck and it's over, but I'm not gonna front. Sometimes when it's like that sisterly energy, you know what I'm saying? And I don't say sisterly in a gross, creepy way, where I mean I really feel connected to this girl other than sexually attracted to her, then I want her to stay. Then the next day I'm like, oh my God, are you hungover? Us too. Come over, let's
But I told you, you can do that with friends, though. I told you I fucked a girl and we went to H&M the next morning and ate breakfast and everything, and it was super cool. And we hung out and planned other threesomes with other niggas together. It was great.
Yeah, because I feel like Lena has friends, we could just use Riley Reid as an example. Lena's been friends with Riley Reid forever. We've hooked up a whole bunch of times. I feel like if I were to just come home and they were sitting on the couch together, that there is a chance that we could all end up hooking up. But that to me, is just a manifestation of the friendship. It doesn't really feel like a throuple thing, you know?
Right. Because throuple is more long term. It's something
and emotional.
Right. So I tested out a throuple. He lived in LA, she lived in Florida, and it got super frustrating because basically we could only fuck on vacation. But
sounds good to me.
It got exhausting because when her and I started fighting, this nigga was like, yo, hold up. What am I supposed to do? And I was like,
he's like a referee then.
And it got bad. Huh?
He becomes a referee and it's
he really
weird.
Did. And then
but how you refereeing from 3,000 miles away, nigga?
No, I mean in person. We would get in dumbass fights.
I think as soon as Lena started fighting with the other girl, it would just be immediately over. Once it got that real.
Let's be real. I'd be breaking up a fight between you two before you'd be breaking up a fight between me and her.
Why do you think
get into something about, I don't know, you smoke too much of my weed or whatever the issue is.
As he's breaking this shit up right now. All right. So,
yeah, but I've walked in the house and she's been with other girls, and they've just been smoking large percentages of my weed, and I didn't.
What's
really
a large
freak out
percentage
anything,
of your weed?
Huh?
What's a large percentage?
I mean, she I've definitely walked in the house and had half an ounce being broken up on the table, and to me, it's I'm not gonna act pressed, but I might have, after the first time that happened, I might have been like, "Yo, Lena, I ain't really trying to have them smoking my weed like."
I don't buy weed. I don't know anything about weed. So I'm I just assume it's super cheap and I could just give it all away.
But you know what? That's just the truth for attractive women. We just don't buy our own drugs.
We do not.
I legit got some weed out here in Tulum. He's like, how much you need? I'm like, I don't know the Quanto. You tell me. What the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie. When I was fucking my old nigga, when he would come over, every time he would roll a blunt for him, I'm like, you gonna roll one and leave it for me, right? Thanks. He had to leave weed at my house because I'm not hitting up a drug dealer. I do have one for edibles now, though.
Okay, I think we could all say this here. What's the most minimal thing? I'll start. Minimal thing you fucked for. I fucked this guy once in his hotel. And he handed me a champagne bottle after he flew out the next day. And he was like, sorry, this is all I have here. And I was like, what? But I took it. But wait, I felt like such a whore.
Some sort of payment?
Wait, were you expecting payment though? Yeah.
No, I wasn't. But it's kind of like when you fuck a dude after you have a meal. What's the most minimal thing a guy's left you or you fucked for where you felt like, ugh, this is gonna happen? And you just said a blunt,
I don't have any
Mandy.
Stories coming to my mind.
Well, no,
I mean,
but that was 24/7. Of course, he gonna leave a blunt because we fucking. I would say, I don't know, a nigga done brought over some Chinese and Gatorade and we got it in and that was cool. I mean, I don't know what the fuck. I was gonna fuck him if he brought over no Chinese food, but I'll take the Chinese food too.
Sometimes when I
good. Can you buy me some Chinese later?
You getting your prego craving? What's been your craving for food?
Everything bagels.
Ooh,
random.
Okay.
Which is already my trigger. I just go crazy for them.
Adam, Lena, excuse me. Lena doesn't seem to be gaining too much weight, but have you been gaining weight with her? Because I know you're naturally gaining, but
a little bit with the coronavirus. But I was on a crazy health kick before the virus hit, and then the virus hit, so I stopped going to this personal trainer I was going to and stuff. So I gained a little bit of weight back, but Nothing too dramatic.
I think it's all because of the quarantine. Like I haven't been the pregnant woman who's like, babe, I know it's 2 a.m, but we got to go get these specific donuts. Let's go. Like none of that's happened to me yet. So
well, and you are looking great. When you take your little
you.
photos straight on, you don't even see a belly.
Yo, I've been kind of jealous. I'm like, wow, so this bitch and I got the same stomach.
I've actually gained like 15 pounds, so I'm glad that none of you guys could see it.
It looks great, and it's going to that ass.
Yes, the booty is getting a little bit bigger.
Like you really needed it, bitch. Ugh, anyway, I hate her. So get into the hors d'oeuvre, which is our sex tip of the week. This one is for men, and I only wanted to bring it up because Adam's here, and I thought maybe you can touch it and see if he can do it. So I call Kegels, but apparently it's Kegels. So men, if you want to last longer during sex, obviously you're not alone. Premature ejaculation is a problem that affects almost any man in his lifetime, but one way to delay it is by doing Kegels. Strengthening the PC muscles on the pelvic floor will help you.
Nope. Say the word, bitch. Say that word. I know it's say PC, but what's the word, bitch?
Pubococcygleal.
Hey, y'all. She really is turning into Mandy right before
I don't know
our
what
eyes.
this shit says, but it said it started with a P and anyway, PC muscles on the pelvic floor, and it'll help you control your orgasm during sex. The same feeling when you make your dick jump and or when you're trying to hold your urine. Can you do that? Can you make your dick jump?
Yeah, you can make it do the little like thing. Like you can make it
okay,
wiggle
Lena,
a little
put
bit,
your hand on his dick. Let's see if just outside the pants. Let's see if it can move.
Oh, no.
On command.
It would have to have some blood in it. I'm on full limp mode right now.
Oh, wait. You can only make your dick jump when it's on hard?
Yeah, but I'm like moving that muscle. I think I'm doing male Kegels right now, so
Yeah.
I kind of know what you mean, but I don't think it would actually move right now.
You look like you just squeezed your ass.
Can you guys do real Kegels? I was gonna call them Kegels too, because every time I try to do them, I feel like I squeeze every muscle except the muscles in my vagina.
I can only squeeze my
moving. That's
I was
why
about
you
to
feel
say
like
I can only squeeze my pussy muscles when there's a dick inside of it.
That makes sense. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so I know I be like gripping the dick, like, and I be like, and I squeeze my butt cheeks together. That helps a little bit too, but my pussy walls be squeezing in on the dick.
You gotta
but I can't do it when I'm just,
bro. That's it.
Girl,
my
no,
doula told me not to do any until after the baby, so the baby will fall out. She's like, don't make it tighter. Just let it get loose. I'm like, all right.
Yo, when you watch those videos of babies falling out, like in the car on the street, don't you be like, damn, I hope that happened to me.
I hope that happens to me, yeah, for sure. Because otherwise, I just see women struggle and tear. And
you're gonna get an epidural, right?
No, I'm having a natural birth at home.
That is a really popular like methodology now. I guess.
Well, a lot of the hospitals aren't letting you bring a lot of people, so I would have to pick between Adam and my midwife, and then I guess they would have to like. If I picked Adam, it's not like they could switch places. Like he would have to stay with me because of the coronavirus. So that like even more made me want to.
I thought you could at least have the midwife with him.
Yeah, but you can't do that right now.
It's funny because Tiana Taylor said the same thing. Her midwife, of course, is Erykah Badu, but she said her second right. Her, you know what I mean? Humble flex, but she's gonna have her second pregnancy as well. In the home.
At home.
Yeah.
I figured I'll try it out. If it really sucks and I never want to do it again, I can go to the hospital and get an epidural for baby number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you already planning baby number 2, baby.
He wants to get me pregnant right now for a boy.
Oh, wow. So before we get into our horrible decision, the hors d'oeuvre is a sex tip. So Lena, I want to ask you, do you have any sex tips for maybe anyone who is going through pregnancy as well? Is there anything that you picked up on? Anything that
that make you comfortable? Something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, like, okay, so I'm not like that big yet, but I did notice that being on all fours kind of feels weird. Like,
really? Do you feel the baby moving?
I mean, because your abdomen is like stretching and your muscles are doing all these weird things. So when you're on all fours and you have that big stretch in your belly, I don't know. It kind of makes me feel weird and uncomfortable and uncomfortable. Sorry, I just drink coffee and sometimes it makes me talk all jittery. But I feel like sex when you're pregnant is great because you get to be like super lazy. Like I can't even be on all fours now because it feels too weird.
Damn,
lay there.
How do you feel about being on top?
When we go to fuck now, you're like.
Yep, I'm on my back, legs up, let's go.
How do you feel about being on top?
I mean, I feel really heavy, so I don't necessarily feel like my sexiest being on top
Told
right
you.
now.
That's why, bitch, I wasn't on top 80 pounds ago. That shit was a lot of work. I felt heavy like I was going to squish a nigga. And you know I like the little skinny niggas. I like counting ribs. Like, I really like skinny guys. So, like, it was just a lot for me. You know what I mean? And my legs are short. I got, like, T-Rex, like, limbs and stuff. So, like, wrapping my legs around someone who's 6'4", 180 pounds soaking wet is kind of hard.
I'd rather have a
What
little
situation?
dad
We're
bod.
both short. He's a big dude.
Lucky for you, today's episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. You want to have a night with 4 bitches on the floor? Huh? Not with that regular dick you got. Remember the days when you were always ready to go so hard you could break a bitch's tooth? Well, guess what? Now you can increase your performance and get extra confidence in bed with BlueChew.com. Okay? No weird ass gas station pill. You're going to get your FDA approved, same active ingredients as Viagra Cialis. Licensed physicians are going to prescribe this to you, honey. Okay, so you don't have to go to a doctor's office, wait in line at a pharmacy. It's going to ship right to your door in a discreet package. Nobody's going to know. I'm never going to tell. But what I am going to do is give you this code so you can get your first shipment free when you use our promo code Whoreible. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BLUE chew.com. Okay, try it for free. It's better. It's cheaper. It's the faster choice. Get that dick hard as fuck. And ladies, if you listening and you ain't got a dick, but you like to get on dicks, order one. Keep it in your house. I'm telling you, I do. Let's get back to the show.
He's big everywhere. I see y'all's videos. I be like, God damn. Anyway,
God.
speaking of mommy and zaddy, we're getting into the horrible decision. And we have yet to really have, I think, a couple who seems to not only be having a successful relationship. I've been around you guys. You guys ooze love for each other, but also now to be new parents and to be on OnlyFans. So we wanted to, I guess, start off with, how did you guys meet? How did you guys get into this relationship dynamic?
Well, how long ago was it?
She DM'd me because she liked my podcast.
I DM'd him because I like this podcast.
You little
but-
slut.
Wait, you fucked a fan, Adam?
I know, right? That sounds weird.
Like
now.
I'm the only one.
How long ago was that?
2016. I was still working like a
Okay.
regular job. And I actually hadn't like listened to any of the rap interviews. I had heard like an EDM one. So I was coming from like a totally different space that he's in.
I could not believe that she didn't know about any of the underground rappers that I was hanging out with and stuff. So like, yeah, she was a fan, but she was also kind of like a normie, which I think was part of what attracted to me to her. Is like, oh, this is some little bit of normalcy in the ridiculous life that I'm living.
So
Yeah,
you
he was like,
didn't.
you really don't know who the Suicide Boys are? I was like, no.
I don't know who they are.
Did you?
Thank you.
Did you
I
have the
knew you
same
guys wouldn't know
job
either.
when you met Adam? Were you doing OnlyFans and like webcam type stuff?
No, definitely not. I was working for a social media startup sort of thing and like helping them grow their Instagram and helping them work with models and stuff. But
Yeah.
I had I had like an okay following on Instagram, and I kind of was leaning towards like leaving my job and just doing the influencer thing. But I kind of started the sex work thing like right after I met you.
You asked me for permission.
I didn't ask you
So-
for permission.
Well, I actually want to know, how did that conversation go, Adam? Like, when she was like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna do OnlyFans or webcam," what was kind of your reaction and what were your thoughts to that?
My reaction was kind of like, yeah, do it. Because to be honest, I didn't really like, we weren't dating at first. So I was just like, yeah, get it. I don't care. Like, and then over time, like, I don't know. It's pretty funny because like when I met her, my idea was kind of like, yo, I can help you to start a YouTube channel because I know everything about YouTube and I can help you get into making content, and you could be like one of these girls on YouTube that's making money off her videos and stuff. Well, it turns out that YouTube doesn't really want to pay you very
They
much
don't,
if
not
your videos
anymore.
are sexual.
Hello, that's our issue.
Yeah.
Well-
And it turns out that OnlyFans actually pays very well. So if I were to live this exact same scenario out again, I would have probably signed her to an OnlyFans management deal instead of like, I think she might have made like $10,000 like lifetime off YouTube. So I never actually tried to. Really
What
get
about
in there,
like
but-
your apprehensions once, let's just say it happened? Like, so you told her to do it. When you started falling in love with Lena, how did you get those feelings in check if you had any apprehensions to it?
I honestly, like, I just I never really gave a shit. Like, I've dated a lot of like porn stars and strippers and stuff throughout my life. So the idea of her being naked on OnlyFans, I know like a lot of dudes, it's just so shocking. And it's just like,
Right.
it's unthinkable that I could just not care. And it's like, that is 1000% how I feel, is like, I don't care. I think it's great. I you know, it's like if you weren't shoving a fucking dildo in your vagina on OnlyFans, you'd just be some girl modeling Fashion Nova outfits on Instagram. So it's all a spectrum, you know? Yeah, I just don't really think it's that big a deal.
So, I mean, it's just like, this is cool because I get to be a stay-at-home mom because I have this ridiculous job, which is like, I feel like was a big goal for me to just like be able to be at home. So
yeah, I mean, that's amazing. A lot of people wish they can do that, but they've got too much judgment behind, you know, being naked on camera. I'm also interested in knowing, we see you alone and we see you with Adam. How did that conversation go where you guys were like, yeah, we're fucking on camera together?
Yes. How did that happen?
Adam and I have always, even before I filmed with him for my OnlyFans, we just kind of like to document sex together. We'd be like, this is hot. Let's film this.
Same.
And it would kind of just be for our own personal collection. So it just kind of naturally happened where I was like, hey, we filmed this last night. I'm just going to post it. And obviously
like,
do really well.
I think like low key we are kind of like exhibitionists, because super early on when we were hooking up, we would be drunk as fuck, just FaceTiming girls that we knew and like just talking to them while we were hooking up and stuff, which we haven't really done lately. But I don't know.
Oh,
just sort
God, this is scaring me. My toy friend wants to do this. I call him my toy
I'm not
friend.
gonna front. I FaceTime a bunch of bitches. I want to fuck them.
The guy that I'm currently dealing with wants people to watch. So he's like, hey, do you have anyone that wants to watch us? And it's funny that you say that y'all just created things and you started throwing it on your OnlyFans, because I have an OnlyFans for my feet, and they all want to see me do a foot job on my OnlyFans. So clearly it would be with him. And I'm just like, oh God, is this the beginning of something I will never be able to turn back from? Because now it's like, all right, we're putting it out there for the world.
I know those toes. Have you done foot jobs on OnlyFans yet, Lena?
I did a foot job, but like on a dildo, and it's like, it's a huge ab exercise because of the position that you have to lay in.
Oh my God.
And
bro.
I was so pissed because I did like this long ass thing where I was just talking for 20 minutes, but the mic wasn't plugged in. But my abs were already sore, so I wasn't gonna refilm it. So I literally sold it with no audio. I was like, fuck it.
What about you guys sleep with other women together on camera? What is your boundaries for other men? Do you ever film with other men? No. Okay. But curious to know, you guys have sex with other women. What do you call your relationship? Do you say that there's monogamish where you fuck other girls together but not separately? What are your boundaries?
Is it a throuple? Do you swing? Do you guys have a title for how you would identify your relationship?
I feel like at this point we only fuck other girls for the bag or like occasionally for fun. So it feels like, I don't know, like it just doesn't feel like a very big part of our relationship outside of like I feel like if we didn't do OnlyFans, we might, and if you weren't pregnant, that we might end up hooking up with another girl maybe like a couple times a year or something. But primarily, like the reason why I have like sex scheduled into my calendar is because she like books girls. We hang out, we fuck them together, and then, you know, it's just very, very like businessy. It's not really like some crazy, like, I don't know, like to me, I'm very happy to have the romantic / like sexual part of my life already taken care of. So I don't have to think about that. Cause I look back at the time period of my life now where I was like constantly juggling, texting 50 different girls and planning out when I was going to kick it with them. Like, I don't really look back at that with like fond memories anymore. If anything, I look back at that as like, oh dude, I was like really trying to fill a fucking void in my personality or heart or whatever by just trying to fuck a million different girls. And it just, I like now I'm so fucking thankful to not have my brain be like wired that way anyway anymore.
You don't miss Tinder?
Yo, Raya was my shit.
It's just so like, I'll just talk to a girl on Twitter. I'm like, hey, you want to come over? I pick the date, look at his calendar, write it in. He comes home, we do it. Me and the girl like airdrop the content to each other. It goes on our OnlyFans. It sounds so dry. It is fun when we actually make the videos and actually do the fucking, but it's become
when you
just
guys can
normal
have
thing for
this
us.
much emotionless sex, I'm curious to know if there's still a way that you fit in passionate sex, or if sex is a part of your relationship to where it does bring you guys closer. Just because, it seems like there's a lot of sex involved where you guys maybe don't have the intimacy.
I think
Because it's,
the off-camera threesomes that we have when we do have them, even though they're occasional, I think that brings in a lot more intimacy between us two and between us and the girl. And it's, I don't know. I think that's really one more than.
We were about to do a threesome with a girl a couple of months ago, and it did sort of feel that way, where it felt like it was kind of dry, like they had just been taking photos together for like a half hour or whatever, and I'm in the other room smoking, and they're just like, hey, like, are you ready? Come in. And I like walk in with my limp ass dick, and they're like ready to film, and I'm like, I actually said, I was like, yo, I have an idea. Let's cuddle. And we all like just laid there together and like held each other and stuff. And of course I had a boner in like a minute, but like I just felt like that was like, in a weird way, we had to be like, oh, okay, this is going to be way better if we take a step back and try to approach this more like we're just hooking up because we're friends and we like each other,
Yeah, the pre-cuddle is now implemented into our routines when we can have it, because otherwise it's just like you press start, go, and it's just
good,
weird.
I think, yeah.
I like the idea of a pre-cuddle. Lena, I want to talk to you because I've seen you tweet. A lot of people are curious or not really fans of seeing a pregnant belly in sex work. So I want to ask you what your thoughts are, or what pushback you've been getting from both men and women, being that you're in sex work and now expecting.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of positivity too. I will say that, when I post something about the pregnancy, there's so much love and like happiness for the growth in my life and the progress. But at the same time, like I did lose like over 10,000 followers where I posted a photo that I looked pregnant, and I kind of get it. Like, I'm a fantasy to someone, and then I'm breaking that fantasy by like becoming a mother and like showing that. There's so many girls who do porn who have kids or have many kids we don't even know about. That's not on display on their Instagram, but I'm like trying to show more of myself. And so I think that obviously that's going to be met with pushback because it just breaks that fantasy image for people.
That makes sense.
Let me ask this. How do your parents feel about what you do? Because
honestly,
people online are so fucking, critiquing everything. But how do your
my parents are so polite, they just won't bring it up.
Yeah. His mom follows like my second Instagram, like my clean Instagram, but we never talk about like what I do ever.
Like they know we were on the cover of Penthouse, and they said that they thought it was great, but then they just don't really like. I know that they know. They just to them it's kind of whatever. We love you no matter what. We're gonna support you either way.
That's amazing, though.
My mom is so woke. Like my mom.
Where's your family
my mom
from,
has
Adam?
a Black Lives Matter banner on her Facebook. My mom is like, she just. I think low key she loves the idea of probably having a daughter-in-law who's like, a open-minded, sex positive sex worker person or whatever. I think she probably kind of low key likes it.
She's definitely would be shy to talk about it, but I mean, your mom and I like exchange books all the time, and a lot of the books will have like these risque scenes, and I'm like thinking about the fact that your mom has.
You're
like
okay,
book as
Judy.
me. Yeah, but I mean, with my parents, we just don't talk about it. Like there was a point when I first
is your
started.
family Muslim?
No, they're Christian, but
okay,
they're pretty traditional at the same time. But I think that they just realized, like, okay, well, she's doing this. We're either going to accept her or not accept her and not be in her lives.
Yeah.
And, they've seen, like, at first, Adam was just, like, this new boyfriend to them. But now, obviously, like, we've been together for a long time. We have a house together. We're making a family. It's like, what are they really going to say?
Her dad found out I make YouTube videos like a year ago.
I feel like that like last week he forgets.
That's hilarious. I want to go back to the threesomes.
He has a drug dealer look, but come on. Okay, YouTube.
I want to go back to the threesome question, because every time we have couples that do engage in that, we like to know how you discuss boundaries. I know it's on camera, but is there anything that maybe you tell Adam that maybe you don't want him to do with women? And clearly you don't really bring any other men into your scenes or act with any other men. So what are the boundaries that you guys hold outside of kicking the third out when you're done?
I mean, I think that we're kind of like constantly communicating non-verbally throughout the sex. So
how do you do that? Talk
like
to
this?
us.
I mean, Like if the girl can't see, I feel like Adam would be like, can I kiss her? Which like, I don't think I've ever said no to it. So I think he stopped asking the question. But like, cause I'm like, if I'm going to bring a girl into the bedroom, like it's cool. Like I'm not going to be like bringing a girl in and be like, you can't make out with her, you know? So I think that, but I think in the beginning there was a lot more of that communication. Now we're kind of just like used to having threesomes with each other. But I don't think, I mean, in the beginning, Adam used to be afraid to like come when he's fucking the other girl. He'd be like, you want me to come back over there? And now I'm kind of just like, it's cool, just go for it. Because I see he's trying to like control himself. He's like, should I come back over there? But I don't know. We're just so comfortable with each other.
I've never stuck my dick in the new pussy, but I get it. The way that niggas act over new pussy. And I'm not saying that you guys fuck bad looking women. I believe they're all hot. I've seen them. However, it's like when you find out that men cheat down and you're like, huh? And it's like still like, I don't know what it is about pussy. I've never tasted or put my hands in pussy that was like this. But I feel like it's almost inevitable. Like they're going to come from a new pussy. You almost have to get over it in the threesome.
I mean, I think guys come anyway. They come regardless. It don't matter what the pussy
ain't nothing better than new pussy.
I mean, I think it's just like this the extra sexual energy in the room too. Like everything's elevated, everything's more hot because there's this like new person, or this, you know, there's just so much going on too. And like with more than one person, you can have like different types of stimulation, you know, like you can be getting fucked, but like also someone's like stimulating your nipples and like making out with you at the same time. There's like so much going on.
Are you guys planning on having threesomes while pregnant?
Well, yeah, except for this quarantine's kind of fucking that up. But
I was going to ask you that, how you guys are going, if you guys have, you know, put any sort of safety measures, if you guys plan to have any threesomes, or when you guys chose to stop threesomes because of COVID.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them organized and mapped out, including some like mega famous porn star girls that it was like pretty crazy that we were going to work with. And then Corona hit and they all got removed from the schedule. So that's kind of been a strange thing to experience.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that the talent testing out here is doing COVID testing too.
I saw that.
I think that I might start. I'm going to take it one at a time. I'm not going to schedule like 10 people on my calendar, but I'm supposed to work with a girl next week. And I, you know, normally you get like a 2-week test that you test, and then for 2 weeks it's good. I'm just trying to make sure I get like 24-hour tests.
Sure.
So
I mean,
like,
you have somebody else to worry about in there. Adam, I'm curious to know, out of all the threesomes you've had, whether on camera or off, who's your most memorable moment, or what girl was like, oh my God, I love her so much? Like Lena, like made you love Lena more. Like the threesome was that fucking good. You were like,
I remember one time we hooked up with these 2 random fangirls back in the day. I shouldn't say fangirls. They were like actual functioning human beings, but we kind of met them on some like fan shit. But like, I don't know. Were they on ecstasy or something? They were going crazy.
We were on Molly. I had a lot of fun with them. They were like worshiping me. I felt like the queen of the whole world. It was amazing. I just laid there and they were just like rubbing my body up and down. And you know, that feels extra good when you're on Molly. And I was like, oh, this is amazing.
There's one time that we, it was like New Year's and we were with a bunch of like adult star girls that we're really good friends with. And we like went to the club, and then we come home from the club, and we were doing mad drugs still back then. This was a couple of years ago. And like, we get back and I'm the only dick around. Like there's no other dudes around. So like all 4 girls are just like going, like her and her 3 friends are just going crazy on me. And I'm like, obviously just doing all this coke had me like 1,000% primed to just be able to just deliver for like 6 hours. And I don't know, that always just stood out to me as the most ridiculous one. Like we filmed it too, and the really crazy part is that there's a moment where one of the girls just starts pounding the champagne bottle and like in the middle of doing it, which to me is like, that was
what do you mean pounding the champagne bottle?
It hard?
She starts drinking mad champagne because we're just getting
I'm
drunk.
thinking she's shoving it up her pussy. Okay, my mind is somewhere else.
We did bring out the sex toys though, and we never moved from fucking on the kitchen. We were fucking on the kitchen floor
for
the
hours.
Whole time. Like, why did we not move? I have no idea.
But the thing is that you would never see a girl drink in a porn because you're literally like not allowed to be drunk or fucked up at all. So it was
I didn't know
that moment where she starts slamming the champagne was like, in my head, it just triggered like, oh, this looks real as fuck. Like this might be the best thing I've ever filmed.
Adam, let me ask you, what tip would you give to a man who wants to have sex with not only one woman, not two women, but maybe he gets the chance to have a foursome? Do you have any tips for men that are looking to please that many women at once?
I mean, you got to either jerk off a bunch of times beforehand so that you're fully loaded, which for me, that definitely is part of it. Like, I definitely probably jerk off maybe like 2 hours in advance of the threesome,
wow.
typically, like just to make sure that I'm fully like ready to go. And then, I hear a lot of people talk about the gas station sex pills and stuff. I never tried them, but I heard that they're pretty effective. Or I don't know. You just basically like, you're going to want to go in for a long haul because like, it might be okay for you to go in for 20 minutes or 15 minutes with like the one girl. But if you got 4 girls, then, you're just going to have to be ready. And if like you've never done it before, like I know that I can get hard like multiple times in a row. So it's kind of like,
can you like come and stay hard and go back in?
I have, but I feel like it's way easier with like at least like a 5-10 minute break in between.
Damn, my toy friend comes 4 times and there's no pauses. And I be like, literally every time we fuck, he comes 4 times and I be like, bro, like, and he be like, he told me he's going to train this pussy. And I'm just like, but I be tired and I haven't, maybe because I talked it too much on this podcast that niggas can't keep up. And now I can't keep up. But that pause, I be wanting a pause. I want a fucking pause.
Yeah, don't you get like raw?
You said what?
Did you get raw? I know what you mean.
Like all raw and chafed.
No, because then he'll pull out like if like he pulls out the toys. Like we literally will go and it's just like it's a lot. He'll be like, "You ready for toys?" I'm not at all embarrassed about pulling out the lube. So we feel like because my AC be blowing on my pussy.
Oh my God,
New York.
please stop.
I got my little AC unit in my window because it's New York.
Let me Google this shit.
Bro, when my AC unit be blowing on my pussy, be drying up just a little bit.
Because
so
AC dry out.
That's what I'm going to say next time my pussy's really dry.
It's the AC, bro. The AC got to be turned down a little bit. That's what, like, if you blow on something, it dry. You know what I mean? Like, when you blow on your nails when they wet, you dry.
Okay, I don't know if
polish.
this is true, but I do see something that says from the mirror.co.uk, cold weather can cause winter vagina. A midwife warns.
But it's summer.
Bitch, a sweated pussy.
But the AC could do it.
True.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The AC really be drying up the puss.
I'm surprised you like lube over spit because I like a certain type of spit.
I hate spit.
I like the dick
spit.
to hit the back of my throat. I need that like thick spit. Oh, that's my favorite on the pussy.
Yeah, I'm team spit. Lube is for gay dudes. That's what I always say.
Oh my God. Adam.
I mean, no disrespect. I just feel like
or anal.
Lube is for anal and
so I did get anal lube recently to try it just to see what the difference is because his dick is too big, it won't go in. So then I be feeling bad. So he just like shoves my dildo in my ass and then fucks my pussy. But I need lube for all of that, man.
Oh yeah, I mean especially for anal. You should just wear a butt plug for like an hour before.
So I have the butt plug, but the one where he has to like where there's a little ring on the end to pull it out. I'm just scared that a butt plug gonna get stuck in my booty hole, girl.
Oh, I've had that happen to me, but it was like it didn't have a good handle on it.
Share.
You just poop it out.
I knew it. So what did you do to get the butt plug out your booty?
What do you think
How do you get things out of your booty? You just poop it out.
You pooped out a butt plug? See, I ain't ready for that.
You just squat and push.
You know what?
I had a beauty blender stuck in my vagina once because I wanted to block up the blood from my period while I had a threesome.
You're not supposed to use a beauty blender. You're supposed to use the circular.
Bitch, you're not supposed to use shit. Both of y'all need to stop fucking telling people this shit. You're not supposed to use a sponge or a fucking beauty blender.
I know you're not.
She's like, but I got money to make. Hello.
You got to get that thick spit. You got to eat a bag of Skittles first.
This nigga said eat.
What's the Skittles have to do with it?
No, the Skittles. You never ate like a bag of Skittles and your spit gets so thick that you can like make it come out mad far and then suck it back up?
I don't know, but you did start this podcast by saying your mouth was full of spit. So maybe you have the fucking tricks here while you talk about
I'm just kidding for the
lube.
record because the idea of having all that sugar on a vagina sounds really kind of gross, actually.
Yeah, don't give me a yeast infection.
I was going to say that's
right,
kind of
you know
like
what I mean?
So,
you know what I mean?
Back into baby really quick. What things will change for you now that you will be bringing a third person to the house? What do you think will change?
I've been thinking about like how I'm gonna shoot content, because the nursery used to be like my porn content room. And so now it's the nursery. And then, I feel like the baby just kind of takes over your bedroom too, because they just sleep in your room for the first few months of their life. So when I actually need to film content, I'm going to have to find like a new space. So I'm trying to scout that out in our house. But yeah, I think it's gonna be weird. Like I'm gonna have to be coordinating, like, hey, you gotta come over to fuck me during the nap time. It's between this time and this time. And
what about
it's gonna be so weird.
What fuck, I just lost my train of thought. Oh,
I
breast
was
milk.
gonna actually
Are you
say
gonna do some breast milk
that too.
porn?
I cannot wait to actually have milk coming out of my boobs, because I still don't believe it's like a real thing, because I just never had it happen to me, and I've never seen it get squirted out of a boob before. But if I can actually
actually drank breast milk from a fan at a live show.
Whoa,
Hold on, I want to explain
Wait,
something because
you did, bro. You did it in Atlanta, and you told everybody you did.
But I didn't. We were really connecting. She's not saying it like it was supposed to be. Okay,
You see what
here's
I'm
what
talking
happened.
about?
We at the time we did a segment we ran out of them called Kink of the Week, and it was a kink about men liking to drink breast milk. And the couple in the front row, the dude raised his hand. He was like, "Yup, like it's hot." And I was like, "Really? What's it taste like?" And she was pretty, so that really helped. I'm sorry to say, but she was like, "Well, you want to find out?"
And she went right off the stage and drank some breast milk in front of 300 people in Atlanta.
You sucked on her boob, or she squirted it into your mouth?
I can't remember.
She was like, "Ooh, it's warm."
No, that was the thing that was very jarring. It was so warm. And I mean, when I tell you I was shocked, like I felt so stupid after that. I was like, wow, totally body temperature. I was shocked. Mind you, that was one of the most shameful things. Fuck talking about eating cream pies, whatever. For some reason, drinking the breast milk made me feel so judged. People are like, wow, what if she had a blood disease? And here I am like, nah, they cool. Like...
I mean, I feel like breast milk should be considered safe. It must be pretty rare for.
Look, people drink that shit at Burning Man. Okay?
I mean, but there be blood in cow milk. That's why I don't drink that shit. But I'm also lactose intolerant. But there do be blood in cow milk. I just want you to know. Anyways, before we get out of here, guys, I know y'all got to get to fucking, or I mean, he got to get to smoking. But we're gonna get into our hoe mail, and the hoe mail for this week is Free the Freak. I think that this is good because you've dealt with women. We've all dealt with women. Clearly, even you, Adam. So hopefully we all have some advice for this lady. She said, "Great show, ladies. You both are gorgeous. Amanda, you are my spirit animals." Well, thank you. So here's the thing. I've been dating women for the last 15 years. After my last relationship with a woman, I finally decided to try something new. A man. I've been dating a great guy who treats me amazingly. We've been friends for a couple of years, and I like him a lot. But the thing is, I'm struggling to really be free with him sexually. I've used straps and toys in the past, and I love giving oral sex and pleasing my partner. More so women, of course. He's very open to whatever I like to do, but I'm still super shy. I'm attracted to him, and I really feel like I'm a virgin all over again. It's almost been a year. Help me free the freak. Sign the closeted freak. She wants to know how she can become more comfortable with a man after dealing with women for 15 years. Do you have any tip? Wheezy, you went from a girlfriend going back to men. They were white, but they were men. So do you have any tips on that? I don't know. After Scissors, I just know you went to white men for a while, and now you black. But
no, I didn't.
Back to when we first started the show, bitch, they were white.
When we first started
the
show, when I started dating her again, no, I mean, I think for me to go back into guys, it's funny because I think it's whatever feels most natural to you, right? So like sometimes it would be harder for me to get with women solo instead of like threesomes. I don't know if you could speak on this, Lena, but like threesomes are more comfortable because there's a dick there and I know what to do. And sometimes solo lesbian sex was weird. Like,
no, I feel that. I almost want to say that my first instinct when I was listening to you read that was just that she should maybe bring a girl into their sex life to like help her unlock the keys, and like it probably make him super into it. I mean, if he's the kind of guy that I'm thinking of, and then I don't know. I just think that might help her. Like,
I actually think that that's great advice. Like, if you're trying to still find your way around the dick, if you bring in another woman who is bisexual, she can also show you the things that men may like. Because if you've been with women for the last 15 years, you may not know. Because I'll tell you, eating pussy is way different than sucking dick and balls. I mean, eating booty holes are the same. I'm not gonna lie.
Eating pussy is
Booty
more
holes
complex, to be honest. Dick is so much easier.
Yeah.
It's just such a simple thing, right?
Here we go.
You just start by lubing up the.
And this is why, Adam, we make no money on YouTube. No, I agree. I agree. I just also think that if this guy is a friend, you should maybe talk to him, see what he's into. I know he's saying he'll do whatever you're into, but I think that this is a learning curve for you as well. And maybe this is a time where he needs to be kind of the teacher and let you know, well, this is actually what I like my women to do. And he can walk you through it.
I think you just gotta like text him, because texting sometimes is easier than having it come out of your mouth, because you put it out in the air and you just wait for the response. Just text him and say, I really want you to fuck me, but I don't know where to start. And I'm just gonna really need you.
That sounds like a good sexting conversation
to take control of me tonight. Come over at 9. Bam, bitch, you're getting fucked and you're welcome. Smoke a little weed or something. I don't know what to say. And I feel bad to say, like, you know, you need something to like take all those inhibitions away. But just being honest, if you're sober and you know you want it, but you're just feeling anxious, that's when I don't think like alcohol or marijuana is a problem. Because to me, if you would have done it sober, but you're just getting a little like nervy and you don't know what to do, or you're getting awkward, just have something to take the edge off. I don't condone alcohol or drugs to do something that you don't want to do. But if you know you want to do it, bitch, go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie. I realize I come and orgasm the most when I'm sober. And so I really tried so hard not to have drunk or high sex anymore. Like, I love my orgasms when I'm sober. I feel like I really feel it all outside of edibles, but bitch, I be on another planet with them hoes. So I'm really not talking about those. But sober sex, to me, I love my orgasm sober. But I want to thank y'all. I really wish we could have done a studio interview, but you know, motherfucking COVID. So Adam, Lena, where can our listeners find you, support you, subscribe to you? Let them know what you have going on and what kind of content they can expect from you guys.
I'm Lena the Plug on Twitter and Instagram. And if you don't mind seeing a sexy lady who's also pregnant, you can check me out.
With a nice big old booty.
And I'm Adam22 on everything. And also I did the No Jumper podcast on YouTube in case you're watching this and you somehow missed that. So yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and if you guys want, I actually have been on both of their platforms. So Lena and I'm on her YouTube, and we're talking about pegging and inserting booties. And I gave Lena some tips on trying that out. Not sure if Adam allowed her or not. And then, of course, Adam almost made me get canceled because I talk shit about Nicki Minaj. So I actually had to put my shit on private. I got like shadow banned and all that shit because of what I had to say about Nicki. So it was I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have said it, but it was a good time. And I appreciate it.
The Barbs have revealed themselves as being spineless because they got behind 6ix9ine. So you know that they have no real agenda.
They really don't. Look,
actually, that's a really fair point, because see, with the Beehive, I don't mind, but like
the Beehive would have never.
They would have never.
They wouldn't
ever.
But Beyonce also stands for something. You know what I'm saying? Let me just take my bias out of it.
We know Nicki don't. Fuck the Barbs. Okay, we're not going. Let me stop. Let me calm down.
There's no way they listen to this podcast.
Anyways, guys, if y'all want to check that out, we are going to put Lena's OnlyFans link in the description of this episode, as well as where you guys can listen to No Jumper on both YouTube and everywhere you listen to your favorite podcast.
Listen, OnlyFans is popping. Mandy might do a foot job. Lena's about to have a pregnant threesome. I'm just about to.
You know what I mean? And just so y'all know too, y'all think we be working, we give y'all some Patreon episodes and we drop every Monday, but Adam, that motherfucker will be dropping like 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes a week if you let him. So there's a ton of content there, and some of your favorite rappers and rappers you may not have ever heard of. They're all on there.
Also,
and Selena Powell.
Oh Jesus, you really interviewed her.
You know what? Yeah. I'm not saying. So we don't have a lot of rappers on this show because we're not that platform. And I had never heard of Freddie Gibbs before we had him on. And that motherfucker is dope as shit. And this bitch really came on and called his kids slow. Have you seen her face?
Oh yeah, Selena really some shit, but she be clout chasing like a motherfucker.
But like, come on. I'm sorry, but nobody is Kat Stacks. You cannot be Kat Stacks. She had her moment. It's just not fair. There's too many whores in the world now. You're late, bitch. Kat did it. She did it well. And I really just find that girls trying to come off on rappers now. You had Corinne Steffens, who was famous as fuck for a reason.
Superhead.
Kat Stack was the first of her craft. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, though. That was my bitch. But this like new girl, I'm like, bitch, you look too old to be doing this anyway.
I miss Cat Stacks. That was an era.
Same. It was a whole era. Well, guys, thank y'all for joining us. I feel like we've been wanting to get this set up for so very long. And you know, I ain't going over to the West Coast no time soon. Weezy in Mexico. We don't know what the fuck going on with the goddamn world. But thank y'all for coming on. If y'all want to listen again to any more of our Patreon episodes, because you're all caught up, catch us on patreon.com/Whoreible Decisions. Again, guys, if you haven't been able to march, if you haven't been able to donate, I've been bringing up ways that you guys can make a change, and that's by going on to change.org. I wanted to bring some awareness to a Sawandi Toussaint on October 12, 2019. Sawanda Toussaint Anderson was shot in the head and killed by the El Monte Police Department. So, guys, if you go into the description of this episode, you guys will see the petition to sign that, and it's seeking justice and getting the El Monte Police Department, who failed to cooperate with Sawandi's family. They refused to hand over the police report. They refused to give the names of the officers, and this is a way that you can make a change. So, guys, go ahead and click this petition, again, in the description of this episode, and we're going to leave you guys with a 5-minute bonus clip of our bonus episode. So, again, thank you for supporting us. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Weezy, with no AKAs. Y'all the best. All right, this has been another episode of Whoreible Decisions. Bye.
Bye.
Most recently, I went to go see 24/7. And y'all know I go and get that dick around like 4 or 5 a.m. Not gonna hold you. I go all the way to his fucking house. And bitch, I'm calling him. Mind you, he sent my Uber, so I'm like, nigga, you knew I was coming. So
tracking my shit.
I was only 17 minutes away too because of the time of day. So I get to his house and I'm like, I'm downstairs. No response. I call his phone 2-3 times. No response. I'm literally outside his house at this point for 10 minutes. I'm just like, nigga, you knew I was coming over. Like, what the fuck?
I'm knocking on the window.
Listen, he lives with people. So I don't know if he lives with people, but people be at his house. Like, yeah. So I go to call his phone again, and I start hearing something, and I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? I walk because I'm like, damn, this nigga left his phone in the car. So I go to open his car because I look in the window and I see his phone ringing. This nigga is slumped in the car. He passed out before I made it there. And I'm just like, so I open the door to grab his phone, and he go to talking to me like I'm somebody else. I'm like, and he's like, oh, hey. That nigga was so tired from either studio, the club, I don't know what he was coming from, that he fell asleep of me en route to him. But I'm not gonna lie, in that 10 minutes,
fall asleep fucking you.
In that 10 minutes, you're right. That sucks. She fell asleep by getting fucked.
But I came really hard and stopped him.
It don't matter. That would have fucked me up more so than you calling me over to fuck you. Don't pick up the phone.
Wait, he fell asleep in your pussy?
Well, technically, I pushed him out because I came so hard. So he made me come so hard that I was like, I need a break. And he was like, all right, cool. And then he tried to fuck me, and I was like, yo, I'm not ready.
I like fake fell asleep once. So
At least you
I didn't want
came.
to have sex with him.
Wait, what? You fake? I'm not gonna lie. For dick that I didn't want, I've acted like I was dead sleep.
Yeah, me too.
To where it's just like, okay, he gave up.
We was at this party, and like I was drunk, but I wasn't that drunk, and like I couldn't drive home, so I stayed at his house. And then he wanted to have sex, and like he was just like doing too much. Like I don't know what the fuck he was doing, so I just like fake fell asleep, and he was like, "Yo," I was like.
You did the fake twitch. Yeah, you gotta hit him with the.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even hold you. If I'm a nigga and I take a bitch back to my house and you fake fall asleep, I'm hitting you in your head with my dick, like right on your forehead.
Right on the face.
Oh my God, do you remember that video?
This is not consensual.
You sent this to me of a guy coming on a girl's face while she was sleeping.
Did I?
I'm smacking her right on her forehead with it. Like, you're gonna be up.
Oh no, see, no, to me, if you're coming over my house and I specifically want the dick, and for whatever reason you're tired, I'm shaking the fuck out of you with your Uber already outside. your Uber's outside.
Yeah, you
gotta go. What are you just on my bed for?
You gotta go.
If I'm not cuddling and not getting the dick, you gotta go. Because now I already got to clean my sheets tomorrow. And listen, I live in Brooklyn.
I mean
in the Bronx.
Like, how much
so
time
I have
do you have
but
to
bitch,
fall asleep if you just came over for dick?
What you mean?
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. My nigga be doing that shit. Beard Bay, he be falling asleep all the time, and I be slapping him awake.
So see, like
I slap him right. So
I go rounds with 24/7. So he does fall asleep after he nuts the first time, and then I'll either just like give him a foot rub or lay between his thighs, and maybe I'll fall asleep a little bit. But then it's like I'll wake him right up for the second round when I'm ready. But I let him sleep, but he be knocked. Like all of that. I be like, nigga is like, knocked out.
I fall asleep when I masturbate. A lot of times, like with my hands.
That's how I go to sleep.
So like, I get it.
You know,
that's the best way, yo.
I do.
I fell asleep. The weirdest place I've ever fallen asleep after fucking. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. To be fair, it was a big bathroom.
Here you go with the bullshit.
But it had a bench in it, if that makes it a better scenario. It was just like Miami super like mansion, like Star Island type shit. I don't know. You guys live in New York. You don't know what that is, but
no, we've been there.
Okay.
Look, bitch, they're traveled hoes. Don't do this.
I'm not saying they're not.
Don't act like a hoe ain't been to Miami. Like that's some
we've been
exclusive
on Star
shit.
Island.
Bitch, thank you. Say that shit.
I tried to call Uber both from Star Island. I was
okay. Hold up. I was not trying to be shady.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know like when New
Yorkers, y'all don't fucking go nowhere.
When
y'all
New
bitches
Yorkers
don't know nobody.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
And New Yorkers be like, yeah, I was up in fucking Poughkeepsie. I'm like, what's Poughkeepsie?
We went to Poughkeepsie.
I don't know what that shit is. So
like a week ago.
I try to make sure that everybody knows what I'm talking about. So Star Island, and I'm at this dude's fucking house. I think he played football or something. I don't know. He was cute though. We only went on 3 dates. And he had this huge fucking bathroom. And I was like, I kept going on about the bathroom. He kept trying to take me to his bedroom. And I was like, well, let's take a bath because we could both fit in here.
I'm dead.
So once we fucked in the bathtub, it was drained. He fucked the shit out of me. And honestly, I probably was like really fucked up. But I woke up on a very plush rug.
Well, there you go.
You know, I never saw him again.
You know, there we go.
And to be real with you, when I woke up, he wasn't there, and I was like,
he wasn't there.
Just go back to sleep.
Fuck this shit. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into our horrible decision, but before we do, we're gonna ask one of you guys to leave so that we can talk to one of your amazing, your third one. Here we go. Now y'all two got to debate this shit.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, hoe. Ready?
There we go. Rock, paper, wait, what the hell? What is a hoe?
I don't know.
And why are you playing? What's rock, paper, scissors, hoe?